broke to joke, that's the life we chose. From the body to the barrel, yeah, everybody knows. We may be broke, but we're laughing through the pain, turning every struggle into podcast and fame. Too broke to joke, that's the life we chose. From the body to the barrel, yeah, everybody knows. We may be broke, but we're laughing through the pain, turning every struggle into podcast and fame.
All right, so this is interesting.
Okay.
Did she dry your tongue before she grabbed it?
No, stupid. It was a never mind.
No, I don't mean it.
1 2 1 2. Make sure. All right, come on, let's go.
I thought we were going.
My name is Manny Colon.
And my name is Omar Diaz.
And this is the first time we turn on the mics. Well, not really the first time we turn them on. We had mic checks, but this is the first time we turned them on for our very first episode and our very first podcast.
Yeah, that's true. And who knew that this was going to happen today? I mean, what is today? October 15th, 2023? It's 1:51 p.m. It's actually really early for us, Manny.
Word.
Especially on a Sunday. On a
Hey,
Sunday, we've already hung out on a Saturday, right? We would have been last night. Usually when we get together,
yeah, we when we usually get together.
Yeah, right.
It's a Saturday.
And,
yeah.
but I couldn't. I had some work I had to do. Thank God.
Why would you need to work?
only because we're broke, like for real broke.
Yeah, it's what is it? Too broke to joke.
Yeah, too broke to joke.
Too broke to joke.
That was it was one of these things, I guess, that we just came up with one day. I mean, not even. A little background on us. Manny and I have known each other since 1991.
91, yeah.
So pre-Clinton administration.
Correct.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Oh, Jesus, man, we're old.
When was Clinton president?
92.
Was it 92?
92
Well, before him was
2000.
Bush Senior, right?
Read my lips.
No.
Correct.
No.
For one term, yeah.
It was, right?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, and before him was Reagan.
For our friends in the press who place a high premium on accuracy, let me say, I did not actually hear George Washington say that.
Before him was Reagan.
Correct, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, I don't know why we went into that rabbit hole.
I don't know.
But here we are.
So
Go ahead,
continue.
continue.
Sorry about that. So 1991, we met through friends of my girlfriend at the time, and it was one of those things where Manny is very urban. I believe is a good adjective
Wow.
for you.
Wow. Okay, go ahead.
So now that I gave everybody the picture of what you look like, and that's exactly what you guys think, folks. Exactly. He's 6'1". What are you, 6'1"?
Oh my God, I wish. Wow.
Really?
Yeah, I'm tall, dark, and handsome. I'm 5'10".
Oh, you're not
Yeah,
5'10".
yeah,
I'm
my
5'10".
son is 6'4".
Oh, Jesus. Is he that tall?
Yeah, he's a beast. He looks
Wow.
like a caveman.
Oh, because of the beard?
Not only that, just the height alone, he just looks like very, like, when he walks up to me, like, if I was to, like, argue with him, I'd have to look up to argue. Like, that's bad.
Oh, wow.
That's a bad look.
Yeah.
That's no respect. I lost all credibility. As soon as I looked up, sometimes I just look at his chest like, yo, don't make me punch your chest out right now. Just I have to look up. That's crazy.
Oh, my God. Is everybody in your family tall? Like uncles and stuff?
No, but the men in my family are getting bigger. So my dad was, I think he's 5'9". I was 5'10". My brother is, who came after me, is 6'1".
Okay.
My son is 6'4". He's got 2 boys. We're waiting to see what happens there. My brother does.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, for some reason we're getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Oh, the bigger.
And bigger.
And, yeah, no, in my family, we've either stayed stagnant or gotten shorter, actually.
Wow.
That's a true story. My dad, I mean, not to call him out, but he's not as tall as I am.
Right.
And my mom was an inch taller than he is.
Right.
And
no, my mom's short.
Your mom is short.
Oh, my mom is short.
Okay.
And Yasmin is short.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
So I don't know where Frankie got it from.
Yeah, super serum.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah. So yeah, and then my sister's shorter than I am. I'm 5'10". So yeah, everybody. I mean, I'm the tallest.
Yeah, your sister's
here in the United States. Like, so I'm like first generation American. Like,
okay.
So even my sister, and I tease her all the time, which I shouldn't, because
you were born over there, right?
No, I was born here.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm first generation American.
Right.
So I was born here, and then we lived here till I was 8 years old.
Look at I'm learning new things about we've known each other for years.
Yeah, no doubt. But at spurts.
Right.
30 years, but in spurts. We hung out.
Right.
But yet, no matter how long it went between,
we always picked up
right where we left off. You know, I have another friend of mine that I'm like that with. My friend Octavio that I grew up with.
That's true. That's true friendship. That's
yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you can lose time. You don't need to be up each other's asses. But when we hook up, it's like we never.
Right, like you never disconnected.
Correct.
Yeah, it's crazy, and I bet you a lot of people don't even realize they have that kind of friendship until they think about it.
Correct.
Yeah. So I was born here in Bellevue Hospital, which is probably why I'm a little crazy.
Oh shit! My sister was born in Bellevue.
Oh no shit!
Too crazy. Yeah.
What year?
Let's see. I was born in 73. She was born in 70, I think.
Okay, yeah.
70.
So you and I are born the same year.
You were born in 73.
Yeah, February.
So you were born first.
Right.
I was born in May.
May.
You're old.
I'm real old.
Because if I feel the way I feel, you were born before you were. Yeah, you were born before me.
Definitely much older.
3 months matters.
It does.
Is it 3 months?
Yeah. March, April, May.
3 months.
What day in May?
25.
And what's your social security number?
It's I81 U812.
So funny thing about that I81 U812. The first time I ever heard that was when I started hanging out with Manny. Oh, I digress. So I remember very clear. Basically, I'm the one that used to drive, pretty much, in the clan of friends that I had. I'm the first one that had a car.
Right.
Yeah, so I was driving everywhere, right? Yeah. Skip ahead. Was driving my girlfriend and her friend somewhere in Astoria. Like, hey, we need to stop by and pick up my friend Manny. I'm like, all right. So we stopped, picked up. Manny comes in. And
I remember that.
You remember?
You remember you asked me?
And you said you didn't remember.
And I did.
But I remember.
And I remember. Go ahead, keep talking. I'll keep remembering more. Okay, good.
And, I mean, he gave off the same aura that you give off now. I mean, basically. Urban. Urban. Quiet. You know, like very fighty.
Wow. Okay, go ahead.
So, you know, low cap, didn't really want to look at you in the eyes. I'm like, all right, whatever, you know. Hey, how you doing? My name's Omar. My name's Manny. Real quiet. I'm driving in the car, mad quiet. And one of the girls said something, and the both of us said the same joke at the same time.
At first word.
At first word, we said the same thing. And then we laughed for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I remember. I don't remember what was said, but I do remember bits and pieces of what you're saying.
And then basically that's when we started hanging out. We hung out a lot.
That I can't pinpoint like the first timers, and I can't remember none of that.
Yeah.
We hung out so much that it became just, I don't know.
It was weird. It was like we became brothers, like literally
family.
Yeah. So so that's my story, and then
that's our story. That's how we met.
Right. That's how we met. That's how we fell in love.
Yep. That first word.
So anyway, skip ahead. Here we are 30 years later, right? 30? Dios, 32?
That's crazy. About maybe, I don't know, man. You do the math. I went to do math. I go back to school.
Well, not 91, right? 91 to 2001 is 10 to 2011.
That's
20 to 2021 is
yes,
30, 32. me.
Wow.
Yeah. So
And we haven't killed each other.
we haven't killed each other. Although we do have a pact of punching each other in the face.
If we get rear-ended in traffic.
Right. So I don't know. I mean, this may be used as evidence against that.
We'll post that.
We'll edit that out. So that still stands to this day.
Yeah.
That's why I don't pick you up that much.
So basically, the thing is, if we're ever in a situation where we get rear-ended by another car, no matter how hard, because they say it's automatically that person's fault, right? Mm-hmm. So no matter how hard, whether it was a bump or we really got hit, as soon as it happens, I'm going to punch Omar square in the face. And he's going to punch me square in the face.
Now, what's cute is that Manny thinks that I'll still be conscious after this happens. So in my head, I picture me with my tongue sticking out of my side, knocked out, and Manny repeatedly slamming his face on the dashboard in front of him just so he can get a broken nose.
No, so I'll let you swing first. But motherfucker, don't tell me you're going to do it. Just swing. Just as soon as it happens, just swing. Because if you tell me, all right, you ready? That's it. No, it's off. It's off. It's off. I'm not letting you punch me in the face.
But can I? But it's that if I'm driving, I'm a righty. Well, I don't even. So if I were to throw even a left, like a wet towel slap from the left, I still don't deserve to get knocked out. That's what I'm saying.
But the bloodier, the more money.
But I'm automatically the bloodier.
So you get more money. You can hit me over something on this side for making it bloodier. We get paid. Who cares, man? See, obviously we haven't done it yet because we're broke.
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. The weirdest accident on the Cross Island Parkway.
There's a video surfacing. The weirdest thing happens. The guy gets rear-ended. They start beating the shit out of each other.
If you enhance the audio, you can hear in the beginning, "You ready, Manny? You ready, Manny?"
No, don't do it. Forget it.
I hit their car, but I think it was their fault.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. But yeah, that's our thing. We're kind of hoping we get rear-ended. We need the money.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh, shit.
So like a couple of weeks ago, no, I want to say 2 months ago, right now? We've been getting together for like 2 months.
Talking about this.
Talking about this. So, what can we do to like earn extra cash? And I mean, right now, man, he's practically going to be working 2 jobs, and I don't know how many jobs I have right now. And if you need me to cut your lawn or fix your car or find you a charter aircraft or meet and greet your passengers, that's, I'll do a little bit. I even do handiwork. So,
wow.
Yeah, there's a great commercial.
He'll make money hand over fist. Wow. Okay, go ahead and sell yourself.
You did it right.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
Wow,
So,
we're broke.
For real. But we said, why don't we do a podcast, man? Oh, well, I don't know what
It was your idea.
Yeah, but you jumped right on it.
No, of course, but it was your idea.
I said, let's do a podcast. I've been trying to get a podcast done, but I feel like for myself to do it, I don't know if I feel confident enough that I have enough content to keep people engaged. Like
that comes with it. That comes with you just doing it, man.
No, and I get that, but I always feel, and I want to say my entire life, that I'm a good comedic wingman. You feel me? Like, I try to be funny on my own, and sometimes I'm on fire, and then sometimes it's just stupid. But I don't know if that has to do with mostly stupid. but the times that I'm stupid, it's always around Sasha. So, so but no. So anyway, all kidding aside, I always felt like we always had a good chemistry, and I have the same type of chemistry with my friend Octavio that I've also known since 1983. Octavio.
It's Octavio.
Yeah, Octavio and all his 8 sides. I've always said I love his name. I love it. I love it. So yeah. So with Octavio, I have good chemistry that way. My friend and business partner David Rimmer. He had like our chemistry is really spot on too. And but what I like is that it's all different subjects. Right. With him, we talk politics and business because he has a lot of knowledge and he likes to teach, and I want to learn that stuff, you know. So I do some stuff with him, and so our comedy is a little different. You know, mine with you is a little different because it's more. I want to say.
You can say it. You said it 3 times before.
Right. So okay. So like rap music and rap music.
I love rap.
Yeah.
I love hip hop. I'm a big hip hop fanatic. I grew with hip hop. I was born in '73. Allegedly, that's when hip hop was started. Which I think it was way before, but I think that's when the parties really started. Right after
the blackout.
Yeah, the riots.
The blackout.
Everybody became DJs.
Yeah,
right. That was the birth of hip hop, believe it or not. But more or less the time frame. Anyway, but yeah, I grew up in it, so yeah, I love hip hop. But it's not just hip hop. I listen to a whole lot of different types of music. I just love music. I just love music. I anything, any kind of music. I even listen to country music. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, I love country music too, and I hate how some people just they don't even want to listen to it.
I'm not driving down Southern Boulevard and shit.
Oh no, yeah,
fucking achy breaky heart.
I mean, I'll do you one better. I actually own cowboy boots and a cowboy hat. You know, so
you beat me.
But yeah, right. But not because of country music. Because my parents being from Colombia,
right, and that's how
a true cowboy.
No, you're right. You're right. Everybody considers cowboys to be like, I don't know, for some reason it's just in America, or if it was only here, but in other countries that's how they dress. That's
right.
Culture.
We appropriated. Like we appropriated like the cowboys. Well, I mean, a lot of the cowboys are people that are descendants of Mexico. I mean, that whole area used to be Mexico at one point. So that whole kind of blend of cowboy and vaquero. I mean, vaquero literally means cowman. It just it literally means that. Right. Yeah, it's from Mexico. So my dad, curiously, is a coffee farmer. Grew up on a farm. Always was around animals, and his way of dressing up and picking up chicks was putting on fucking bleed jeans, a button-down fucking not Levi. What's the Levi's? The Levi's shirt or whatever they had back then. But it was Lee, I think.
I think it's
Lee. Yeah. Lee. Cowboy boots, a big buckle, and a cowboy hat and a denim jacket. This was my dad's uniform. Like on the weekends, that was his fucking uniform, and he brought that shit to the States. My dad had side chops. Did you meet him when he had the chops?
Of course.
Yeah, you met him when he had the chops. Yes. But this dude, this is how he would dress Saturday and Sunday. Cowboy boots like he was in Colombia. It was crazy. So, but anyway, getting back to the music. But you also love salsa, which we connect a lot like that. Salsa, I mean, listen.
I'm Puerto Rican.
I like salsa music. I have maybe 20, 30 salsa songs that are favorite, and they're all old school or new school or a little bit of reggaeton mixed in. Yeah. But the person in my life, besides you, that knows salsa really well is my wife, Sasha. She knows all those, like she knows all the songs and who they're sung by and stuff like that.
The old stuff I can remember who sings them more sometimes, but there's new stuff that I like now that sometimes I don't remember their names. There's a lot of funny names out there, like what's that guy's name? Oh my God, it'll come to me, but he's always throwing his name in every song. Youngford.
Oh yeah, yes.
Oh my God, that gets so annoying, but his songs are so dope.
But who did that first, him or Jason Derulo? Because Jason Derulo likes to say his name in his songs too.
I know. I don't really. Jason Derulo. I know him as a TikTok thing. I didn't even know that he was like a singer.
Oh,
I only
okay.
seen his TikTok videos.
And he's actually a really decent dancer.
Yeah, he did TikTok
Yeah.
videos. Yeah,
He's I don't follow him on TikTok. I haven't seen him on TikTok.
But that's the first time I ever heard of him was on TikTok and YouTube. But I never knew he sang and had music. I never knew that. I thought he was a YouTube like personality. I'm sorry if you ever you're not gonna hear this shit. What am I saying?
This is for a much older audience.
But yeah, I don't mean to diss him, but I just didn't know. I'm 50 years old. I don't listen to Jason Derulo. I mean, I probably heard his music. But if I hear his music, I'd be like, and you told me that's him, I'd be like, wow, that's amazing. But I don't really listen. I knew him as a YouTube personality.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's interesting. Right. So, getting back to the music that we grew up with, so past even salsa, I grew up, my dad's pop music never matured from when he was in his teens. So, all the music that he listens to, that he likes, is what we call, like, I don't know if Latin America in general or just Colombians call that genre música vieja. Right. So, old school music from the 40s and 50s. Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. So, like, even my dad grew up listening to Carlos Gardel, which a lot of people don't even know who he is or his name, but they listen to his songs all the time, and they don't know it.
That's my problem. That happens to me a lot. And that's
tango music.
Yeah.
So even movies that are popular, True Lies they open and close on that same Carlos Gardel song, and that's in the mid '90s. That was before it was cool to take a Spanish song and put it in a movie. Yeah. You know, and now on TikTok there's a tango beat that's all the kids are using it, and if I'm not mistaken, it's a Carlos Gardel song, and it's a piano. Pum 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 pum. You hear it. While you talk, I'm gonna find it and just play it in the background, just so you can hear what it is. And that's an old school tango music, and I know that because I grew up with my parents listening to that. And my mom was kind of modern; she was into like '60s modern stuff, but then she didn't really get into rock and roll, but she liked listening to it.
Well, my family, I grew up listening to salsa. When it comes to salsa, like salsa was huge. Salsa and merengue. We're Puerto Ricans. And you know, I'm sure if you're Puerto Rican, you probably know that, you know, we throw a baby party, like for a 2-year-old or 3-year-old. I don't know if Colombians do this, but it becomes an adult party after a certain time, and all the kids are asleep under the coats on a bed somewhere. And what we grew up listening to was salsa and merengue all the time. But the salseros, like, it started with salsa brava. You know what salsa brava is, right? I guess it's because I'm so urban. That's what we listen to.
You're never gonna give this up, right? But you know what's funny, folks? Right. You know what's funny? Yeah. That when we graduate to video podcasting, we're not even gonna introduce ourselves because you're gonna know who Manny is. Okay, just saying.
Showing out a little weird fucking watch. Anyway, but yeah, salsa brava. It was more like Hector Lavoe and those guys. You ever seen their record covers? It's them holding guns.
Oh yeah,
and that's called salsa brava. That was like gangster rap for that era for salsa, like gangsta salsa. That's what that was.
So, can you consider the song El Cantante a salsa brava?
Yeah. That's part of. Well, that came out during that genre, but there's more like when Willie Colon put out songs like Pedro Navaja.
Okay,
Por la
gotcha.
esquina del viejo barrio lo vi pasar con el tumbao que tienen los guapos. You know what I mean? Like, it's dope, bro. It's like it was a great one of the genres that I grew up listening to because we're so urban.
Jesus.
Did you find it?
Well, we know what the title of this podcast is going to be, folks. In quotes, urban.
That's the urban episode. But yeah, that's the kind of music I grew up listening to in the beginning. And then when I got to like maybe 9 years old is when I started really like listening to like, damn, what year was that? And I can tell you exactly what I was listening to just by telling me the year, when I was 9. So 73, I was born. So that was 82. In 82 we're listening to stuff like Run DMC and stuff. But even before that, that means that I've been listening to hip hop for longer than that. There's Jam On It. When did that come out? Jam On It, Jam On It, Jam On It. That was the song that got me hooked on hip hop.
78?
That song right there got me hooked on hip hop.
Hey Siri, when did Jam On It come out?
Because I remember older songs like The Breaks. That had to be way before 84. That was like 80.
Hey Siri, when did the song The Breaks come out?
I thought that was part of that, but
Yes. Oh, 1980.
yeah. So I remember I know because I remember like 79, bro. I can remember being young listening to rap music.
I remember the
My older
Blackout.
cousins. Yeah, I remember that Blackout.
You remember the
yeah.
Blackout? Where
Yeah,
were
I
you
remember
living in the Blackout?
Oh, in the Bronx.
In the Bronx. 77? 77. 1977 was the Blackout in New York.
Yeah. So I was in the
Summer of, it was summer because I remember it was hot AF.
But you remember which? You sure you remember the right one, or you remember the last one? The last one we had
No, that was 2003.
and that was hot.
That was hot. Yeah. Mims.
Bro,
Mims! That was hot.
I wanted to kill.
Yeah, it was hot.
I wanted to kill.
Sasha and I lived in Hackensack.
Oh my god.
Yeah, in
That was
2003.
horrible. That was horrible.
That was 7 days.
I don't remember, but I remember that my nieces lived upstairs from me, and everybody used to come down. So we were all in my house, and we have a fan there. It was summertime when this shit happened, so we had a fan in the living room, and obviously it's not working because there's no electricity. But every 5 minutes, I'd fuck with my nieces like, "Hey, turn on that fan, Michelle," and they go over there. And they would feel stop. We laugh.
How old are they?
They were like maybe like. I would say like 7, 8.
Oh, so you call them every time.
Yeah. And then I'd be like 10 minutes. The other one, Michelle, turn on it. Do you stop?
Oh my God, it was really hot. You know, I believe that, if I'm not mistaken, that blackout was caused by a solar flare that took out.
Was it that? You know what? Everybody thought it was terrorism because it was like around the time after 9/11.
Because New York City gets its power from Ontario, like that Canadian
It was
area.
the entire East Coast.
Yeah, it was the entire East Coast.
I remember.
Yeah, I believe it was a solar flare, or they said it was a solar flare. I haven't checked it. I'm sure you can track it, you know.
Right.
But I'm not. I have no desire to do that right now. But I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But the 1977 one, I lived in the Lower East Side on East 12th between Avenue A and B.
Yasmenda, you probably knew Yasmenda then because
Maybe.
she lived out there. Yeah.
What?
On the East Side.
Maybe did.
Oh, her family. Matter of fact, her aunt and uncle just passed away like maybe 5 years ago, and they were still there when they passed away. They lived there on the Lower East Side, Avenue D. I think it is.
Interesting. We probably had the same doctor,
That's crazy.
Dr. Fusco. Damn, I remember.
I remember mine. Doctor, she was Filipino. What was her name? I don't remember now. Damn, I knew it. I remembered it till like just recently because me and my sister were talking about the Dr. Valencia was her.
Oh,
that was my doctor. Because me and my sister were talking about it not too long. It's just that.
Yeah, and I went to a Catholic school right on East 12th, down across the street from Avenue B. It was called Mary Help of Christians, and it was. I remember my dad used to drop me off to the nuns there for kindergarten. Yeah, man.
It just sounds crazy.
This is crazy.
Because my kids went to Catholic school. But go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, I went to Catholic school. So the nuns had me for kindergarten. They had me twice.
Okay.
So and they had me twice because my dad and my mom had to work.
Yeah.
So they convinced the nuns to take me in a year early at 3 years old.
Yeah.
So I was there for 3 and then half of 4, and then I remember the day they walked me over to first grade. So I went to first grade at 4 and a half, and she walked me over. And my dad has a great story about it. He said he came to come pick me up, and they were really friendly. My dad used to bring them bread from the bakery and stuff. Right. So that was my dad's bribe. Every school I ever went to, he'd go see the principal with a bag of fucking Italian bread. Yeah. Like mad old school, and it fucking worked, man. Anyway, so I remember my dad going to pick me up, and And my dad went to pick me up, and the nun's like, "I'm sorry, somebody came to pick him up already. Dad, could you imagine doing that today?"
Yeah.
She said, "Just to fuck with him."
Yeah.
Just to fuck with him. And he's like, "No, what are you talking about? Why are you freaking?" Calm down. He's like, "We brought him to first grade." He's like, "He's a know-it-all." I put him over there. So I did first, second, and third grade in the city at Mary Help of Christians, and then we moved to Columbia, and we lived there for 9 months. And they tried to put me in school there, and third grade there, they're doing nuclear physics. It's bananas. I didn't like it. So my sister was born there in the interim, and then we came back here.
Oh, she was born over there.
She was born there, right?
Say word.
Yeah, she was born there. Yeah. Which makes
So
her.
she's a real Colombian.
She's
not
real,
like you.
Not like me. I'm fake.
Yeah, you're bootleg.
I'm a bootleg.
Yeah. You're a Colombian if you bought it on Wish.
On Temu.
It's oh. No.
Snap up. My sister's a very successful lawyer.
Yeah.
She's a hard worker, but she's also a psychologist. She went to school for social psychology, like to help kids out and families, and she graduated and then she did the job, and she just didn't have the stomach to. She says it was really sad to see these people grow up that way, and she couldn't handle
It was
it.
probably much easier dealing with your problems growing up. And she thought, she was like, "Oh, I can be a psychologist dealing with this nut job," and then real shit hit her.
Yeah. No, but don't laugh. That's for real.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Probably, yeah, it gives you perspective. So she's great. I love my sister. She's cool people.
She alright.
Yeah, she got herself a motorcycle license. Did I tell you?
I know. I saw the videos.
Oh, you're watching the videos?
Yeah.
If you guys want to follow her, it's Inky. Oh, let me look her up. Why not just give her props, right? Make that channel blow up.
But I remember Anna. Oh my gosh, she was so young.
She still is young, dude. Oh, so her channel is Moto Inky ESQ. Ew, I never really read it until now. ESQ. I'm a lawyer. She deserves that shit. She worked hard for it.
Oh, yeah, she did.
Yeah, so MOTO_INKY_ESQ, Moto Inky. And she does have a new post. I'm so proud of her. When she's 8 years younger than I am. 8. And obviously we grew up where my dad was always working during the day. My mom was always working, so I pretty much raised her. Not in a sense of being a disciplinary, because my parents, they had enough energy for that shit. But more as I wanted her to experience things more than I did, because I was, until 8, I just went where my parents went. They never, they didn't have this mentality of, go on vacation and go. No, it was you worked, and our vacation was like every 3 years or 5 years to go to Colombia for a month, so they can see our family. That was our vacation. We never Vegas or the Grand Canyon, none of that shit. Whatever. I do that now, but I'm glad I did that because that connected me with my family down there. So anyway, every experience Anna had, her first movie, her first club experience, and you know what, we'll have her, that'll be a whole other episode, her first club experience. So she went buck wild. I literally had to peel her off of somebody and left the club pissed off. Yeah. Oh yeah.
She's a little gangster. Fuck that, Anna. That's what I see her. Really?
She lost her fucking mind. Why? Poor thing. She's first experience doing that kind of shit, like being outside. You can only imagine growing up. You can do that if you go with your brother. If your brother takes you. But I took it under my wing, like, all right, fuck it. So even like when I used to hang out with my girlfriend, I used to bring her along when we hung out together. When we went to Astoria, when we used to bring out my favorite car that I ever owned.
Which one did you?
Nah.
No, the
Fairlane.
I drove that.
Yeah.
I remember that the pedals were so like, oh my God, you have to step on it with both feet to
Yeah.
stop it.
Yeah. So I had I've owned over 47 vehicles in my life.
Yeah.
So that's how I got around. I used to buy flip it and sell it, or crash it, buy another one. So that's what I did my entire. That's how I learned how to work on cars. So I've owned about 47 cars in my life. All the new ones later on in life, after the age of 30. But growing up from 17 to 30, I must have had a different car.
You're a very good mechanic, by the way.
I appreciate that.
Very
Thank you.
good. Like whenever there's an issue, like I be like, I gotta call Omar. There's a problem with the car. So I definitely know that to be true.
But not because I studied it, but because I experienced it. You know, like
did it all come legitimately though?
Yeah, I did actually. No, I'm serious. Yeah. Absolutely.
You never mess with no illegal cars.
That I knew of at the time.
Oh, okay. Just saying. Statute of limitations, they can't get you.
Did I do it?
I don't even know what car. We're making it up.
No, I will say every car I owned was bought or traded.
Your cars were real.
Yeah. But I had friends.
Knowledge of knowing cars.
Oh no, yeah, no. My knowledge of knowing cars was, I want to say, 25% watching my dad do his own brakes, because we were poor. We were broke. We grew up broke. So he didn't have money. He's like, why the fuck am I going to pay a mechanic that's going to rip me off anyway? And I'll just do it myself and learn it.
That's pretty dope that you listened to your dad and he helped you and you learned. Like my father would tell me, hey, Ben aquí, I'm going to show you how to fix this. Or here, you got to learn how to do this, when he was changing the motor mount and all this.
Right.
And, nah, I'd rather be out doing something
Yeah.
else. And I regret that. I regret that. I didn't have those memories that you have with your dad. I don't have them with my dad. So I don't even know about cars because of that.
Yeah, but you have different memories that
With my dad,
Yeah.
yes, of course.
Yeah.
Something different when it comes to, my dad was a chef. He didn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That my cooking skills are I can cook now, and that's because of
Yeah. Mostly. Right. So yeah, I would say 25% that, because my dad would always work overnight shifts.
Right.
So then all the repairs he had to do were usually on the weekend. So he would do his own oil changes, his own brake changes. But then my dad has charisma. Like if he has nothing else.
Well, you know what? That Colombian accent is dope, bro.
Ay, ¿me marcas el L, porfa?
¿Tú eres paisa?
Sí.
Dime papacito.
Papacito.
Yo te marco todo lo que tú quieras.
I love that. Yo, that Colombian accent when y'all talk Spanish is so dope.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yo, I was watching the awards recently, and everybody that came up, and when Colombia was cleaning house.
Yeah.
Karol G, a whole bunch of other Colombians won big awards. And when they were talking, I kept telling Yazzie, I was like, that accent is so dope. I love watching movies. Like
the shows with the accent? Yeah. So, the rest of Latin America, or from my experience and my generation, always made fun of Colombians because they say we sung everything. Because there's a cadence.
Yeah. There's a cadence. That's what I like about it, though.
So like if I had to translate that cadence into English, and then stay up here and then come down and talk like this, and then go back up and then come down like this. So that's kind of the Colombian cadence.
Right. And when you said about your dad having, like, what would you say, swag? What would you
Charisma.
Say? Charisma. Like I could see that with that accent and the way your father was, the way he looked, the way he carried himself. I can see that.
Yeah. And my dad, listen, much respect to my dad. 3rd grade. That's all he finished.
Yeah, most of them did. Yeah, my father did. I think about the same probably.
But he reads, writes.
Yeah, my father does.
Reads and writes English now.
English.
Dude, my guy, you know that he blew. So as I grew up during the summer, since we had no babysitter, once in a blue, my dad would take me to work with him. Right. But he'd make it like, hey, you want to come to work? Like make it my idea, kind of, So I would get up early and go and this cat fluently spoke Italian.
Ooh.
My dad. Like
you sure? Because my father had us fooled.
No.
I'll tell you a story.
So my dad worked at this place called Caputo's Bakery. Shout out to Caputo's Bakery on Court Street. And he worked there for, I want to say he worked there for 25, 30 years. And the owner, John Caputo, I used to see him all the time. And shout out to my dad's friend Joey. I think he still works there. He's like the manager or something there. But when John's father, old man Caputo, used to come in, he only spoke English and Italian, but English like the broken it up.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Like Luciano's on pizzeria.
Right. So my dad would talk to him in Italian and like fluently. You blew my fucking mind. Yeah. But then I realized that it's genetic.
It's almost
very similar. Well, it's a love language. What's it? Those love languages, which is anything from Latin, right?
Yeah, Latin.
Spanish, Italian,
little French too, no?
Portuguese, French, absolutely French. I mean, they took it and they had to up it, right? It's this is not the love language. This is the love language.
And they slice little potatoes into little tiny
right,
slices and fried them.
Right.
No, that wasn't them. Why do they call them French fries? Is it them? Did they come up with French fries?
I believe so. Yeah.
Really?
Well, they're famous. The steak and fries is famously French. They call it so it's steak and they call pomme frit.
But it's potatoes, or is it French fries?
It's French cut style potatoes.
Right.
But the French are the ones that first served it. French. No. The French. No, I think the wedges are. Well, the wedges I think are Texas, right? I'm sure somebody will correct me.
I don't know why we got into
Yeah.
it.
So my dad had a lot of charisma, and that kind of showed. It showed kind of. I used to hang around with him a lot. I'm like, okay, so he can get more done this way, and I think I adopted that, and genetically, I probably have it a little bit, right. And that's kind of how I got to where I was. You know.
So I have a story. It's funny. It's more funny than anything. But you were talking about how your father was talking Italian. The reason I said, "Are you sure he was really talking Italian?" Because my father had us fooled. We used to go every time my father would get paid on a Thursday. So every Thursday when he got paid, it was going out to eat night. We would go to this there was like 3 different restaurants he used to take us to, but our favorite was a Chinese restaurant where they spoke Spanish. All the Chinese guys spoke Spanish.
Dude, go finish your story because I have one.
So, and it's a beautiful place. I don't remember where it was. I was a young kid.
It's probably Cuban.
Of course.
They were because a lot of Chinese people went to Cuba and they bring the food up and they fuse it.
Right. Yeah. So we used to go to this every Thursday. Most of the time used to pick that place because we loved it. But my father has been going there, and he worked with the owner of the place for years at a cemetery before I was born. They worked at
so they knew
cemetery.
Each other.
Right, so they knew each other. So then he went into this business. So my father used to go there, and every time we went there, they treated my father like gold, you know what I mean? But it was so funny because my father had us full thinking that he spoke Chinese.
Oh my God.
Because he knew the owner, so he would go, watch this. I'm gonna let you try, and say some crazy. And the owner would go, oh, and he'd come back with ketchup. And my father, what he told us was I'm asking for water or something. So he would bring the ketchup. It was funny, man. It was like he actually went, like, it was just hysterical. And it reminded me of that.
That's a great
Are
memory.
you sure he spoke Italian? Because my father had his food. It was like he knew his food.
Oh my God, dude.
My father's a genius.
Damn, so how do we get... Oh, we talked about the blackout. I remember the blackout. Oh, because we got into that. My dad wasn't there, I think, because he was working. Anyway, I remember it being hot. I remember it being at night. And so we lived on East 12th, like I said. So 2 blocks away from 14th Street, which was where all the stores, the major stores were on 14th Street. Right. And we even had our 14th Street had their version of Macy's. It was called Maze. M-A-Y-S.
I remember that.
It was a white front with blue letters. Maze.
You know what it is? I was more urban. So I remember Alexander's.
Oh, I remember Alexander's. But the Alexander's on Queens Boulevard.
No, the Alexander on 149th and Grand
Oh.
Like Grand, 149 and 3rd.
I have a great Alexander story. It's not great, but it's a story. I went there. So what I used to take the bus from Woodside, 49th Street and Woodside, to school, right, to high school. Sometimes I take the Q60, and if I'm not mistaken, it was my freshman year. I stopped, and I was in the store. I stopped at the stop. I ran across Queens Boulevard, and I got in the store to look for something. I forgot what it was, and I left. They didn't have it. And as I'm walking out, my hand. They used to have these cubbies that were made out of glass, and I hit it with my hand. Yo. And the whole thing came down.
You cut yourself?
No, I didn't cut myself at all, but I destroyed an entire.
Oh, but you're okay. That's okay.
Yeah. But nobody came. Wow. Nobody, and I stood there. I'm like, oh my god, should I go? Oh my god, should I go? I'm like, I'm going, and I went and I left. Wow. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I put Alexander's out of business.
Imagine.
that was the butterfly effect.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you remember the song on the commercial?
For Alexander.
Yes. Come on. Alexander tiene todo para ti.
Oh my
remember
God,
that? That was
no.
the commercial, bro.
No.
We watched so much Spanish channel novelas growing up that I remember all that stuff.
There was a certain director of novelas that my parents used to watch all the time. It was Mexican, and I believe that the star of all of the soaps we used to watch was Alexandra Fernandez.
I'm sure I've watched that. I can't remember the name, but I'm sure if I see her face, she was probably in Amor Gitano.
Yes.
That was a dope novela.
Yeah,
I had to watch it because
oh my
we
God,
only had one TV, so when they were watching that, we had to watch it.
I remember the one that we watched from beginning to end was called El Derecho del Amor.
I've seen a lot of them from beginning to end. Like I said, we had one TV, and if my mom was watching novelas, we were all watching novelas.
Yeah, that's all.
It was Amor Gitano. Oh, even the Menudo one. Una aventura llamada Menudo. That Menudo. Remember Menudo?
Yeah, of course.
They had a novela. Now we watched the whole thing.
That's Ricky Martin came from there, right?
Ricky Martin came from that.
Nah, but he wasn't an original cast member, right?
Ricky Martin. No.
He was like a first swap out.
He was he? I know the other Ricky, the one that was there forever. After everybody left, he was still there. He had like a cane.
Well, for people that don't know, Menudo is basically the Latin version of New Kids on the Block back then.
Everybody knows who Menudo is. You gotta know who Menudo is, because even Americans were going crazy for Menudo in America.
Maybe I'm wrong.
They were, because I was here watching the phenomenon. It
remember
was like
being
they were like the Beatles, bro. Girls were like fainting at their concerts, getting carried away.
So like I was having this conversation. I was saying, we were talking about a Taylor Swift concert or that had 100,000 people in a theater, or this football arena full. And I'm like, these fools don't know what it's like to really fill not only an arena that's 4 or 5 times bigger than the ones here, like those soccer arenas in Mexico. Not only fill one of those things up to the brim, but also a radius around the arena. 5,000 people deep all the way around. I mean, I remember watching Juan Gabriel. Juan Gabriel is like our version of...
Where'd you watch him?
I was on TV. I never went to a Juan Gabriel. I wish, man. But Juan Gabriel is like the Latin Mexican version of Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? This guy used to sell out multiples of arenas at one time. And you would hear and see people for fucking kilometers all the way around lighting up real candles and shit. It would blow my mind. Like, they don't know what it's like to really fill.
Yeah, very few people know what that feels like. But I know there's artists now that are doing that. There's artists now that are doing that, man.
Like who?
Selling out arenas. Oh man, dude, like Alicia Keys, Rihanna. They sell out arenas, man. Like Beyonce.
The last concert I went to, which was
she just came off a tour.
Yeah.
I think she's still on it. No, she finished. She ended it because I remember her daughter crying because it's gonna be the last show.
Oh wow. The closest thing I've gone to one of these big concerts was Bruno Mars.
So many great concerts.
I bet.
Oh my gosh, I love music, bro. I went to the Up in Smoke tour. That was Eminem, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, Busta Rhymes. Like huge, and they paid off security, I guess. This was before they legalized weed. I saw it at the Intercontinental Arena. I had a wife beater.
Where was
on
that? Where was that? The
Intercontinental Arena. That was here in Jersey.
Oh,
son.
the Meadowlands. The old
Yeah.
Meadowlands?
No, the old Meadowlands is Giant Stadium. There was another arena there, the Intercontinental Arena. I don't know. That was somewhere in Jersey. But we went to that, and we rolled like 10 blunts. I did, and I had a wife beater on under my shirt, and I put it on the strap here, hiding it. They searched everybody going in, of course, and we went in, and after that, you could smoke in front of security while the show's going on. Snoop Dogg came out. He goes, "You guys got chronic? Then light it up." A big skull came out and said that. No, that's what it was. A skull came out and he said, "Do you got your chronic? Light that shit up then." And everybody lit up. And I fucking tapping security on the shoulder. "Can you move over with a blunt in your hand?" And then nobody said nothing.
No way.
Oh, that was great. That was one of the greatest experiences ever. So then there was that. I went to Velvet Rope Tour with Janet Jackson. I saw Janet Jackson with Maria.
That was 97?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm shot. My memory is shot.
96, 97?
I've seen Mark Anthony a bunch of times at MSG, everywhere. I went to Eminem, Jay-Z.
No way.
Yeah, bro, at Yankee Stadium. I went to another Jay-Z concert at Brooklyn when they first opened the arena. I went with Frank. Oh, man, I've done so many concerts, man. I love them.
That's cool,
I love them.
dude.
I love concerts. They're amazing. But, but growing up, I grew up in the Bronx, and my father used to take us to concerts. There was right where Alexander's used to be on 3rd Avenue. Alexander's was there, and across there was, like, of course, an empty lot, a huge empty lot, like a building there with the crumble, and they took it out, cleaned it, just left a big empty lot, and they used to bring rides there, and they used to do the fair.
Oh.
They'd bring rides, and then they'd have a stage set up, and those bring in. I saw Johnny Ventura there. Oscar de Leon, I saw him there as a kid. Like, I grew up listening to these people hard, bro, and seeing them live because it was right there, 149 and 3rd, and they had that fair all the time. And we go there. Orchard Beach as a kid, go to Orchard Beach, and they always had the salsa concerts. I've seen Jerry Rivera perform there. I've seen tons of people, different people. Like, I love concerts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Music's dope. Yeah. Because we took a big break, remember?
Yeah.
There was a big break when we didn't talk to each other. I didn't know that you know, what happened to you for a while. What was it? Like
15 years.
Like 15 years we broke up. Yeah.
We were on a break.
Yeah. But we were on a break.
We were on a break, right?
So whatever happened, happened.
So yeah, so that's a little bit about us. I mean, there's more to tell, but I guess what we're leading to is the fact that we always had a good chemistry together. Why not do a podcast that appeals to people that are our age? You know,
We're always getting together, me and him, and just shooting the shit and saying crazy stuff and laughing and making each other laugh. He makes me laugh all the time. I make him laugh. And we never decided to, we never even thought about maybe setting up a mic and recording the conversation until now. That's all it is.
but that's not entirely true.
No.
We had a stint where we did prank phone calls, and we used
Call me a liar on our podcast.
yeah. with your pants on fire. When we used to prank call people and record it on cassette.
Oh, listen. I'm going to clear the air now. I hope. Listen, I hope this thing, you guys listen in and really follow and continue to follow us and listen. I mean, it's not all going to be like this. We're, of course, introducing ourselves to you guys or whatever. So another thing about us, the Jerky Boys. That what they did, I don't know if you remember the Jerky Boys. They used to do crank phone calls and record it, and then they put it out, and they went like quadruple platinum their albums of crank calls, and they even had a movie.
They even had a movie, and I mean the equivalent of going viral.
Right, they went viral when nobody knew what viral was. They blew up with that, making crank calls on the phone and recording them. Me and Omar used to do that before they were even a thing. No one ever heard of the Jerky Boys. Me and Omar used to do that and record them, and damn, we don't have those tapes.
Bro, so so hold on a second.
It was you, right? You had them because it was you recording them.
Yes, but
And what'd you do?
Hold on.
What happened?
So, I think.
Oh, Jesus. You know what happens when you think.
Yeah. So I may have. I have a plastic.
You keep saying that. You've said that before.
I have,
Find
so-
it one day, and we're gonna go through.
I don't have anything to play a cassette in. Oh wait, I do.
Oh, I do. I got a little Walkman, brand new cassette that has a speaker on it.
No, I do. I have an old school black recorder
Okay.
that I can play it on.
So you think you have it?
I may have
All right,
it.
so we don't have to go digging right now.
No, not right
For
now.
the future, but yeah.
So what year was that? We were doing that in '92.
No. What time? What year did they come out? Because we did it at least a year or two before we even started hearing them people doing that.
I remember listening. I'm like, this is exactly what Manny and I do, and I honestly thought we were funnier.
Nah, they were funny. Yeah. No. They were funny. Don't get me wrong. I had every single tape after that. But I just want to make it clear that we did it first. We did it first. We were the soldier boy of that. We did it first.
They stood on the shoulders of giants. Jerky boy. Oh, dude, do you think we inspired them to do it?
Let me see, what year was it?
It says 89 to 2001.
See, I think they added maybe they were doing it while we were doing it.
And then added those recordings to the new one.
But there's no way, because there's no way. I didn't hear about them until after we were doing it. But then again, you ever like not seeing a car, and then once you see it once,
You see it all the time. Yeah.
It's one of those things.
So anyway, so I'll try to find that tape, and even if we don't, if my man is still alive and this somehow gets to him, the owner of the Chinese food place on 31st, there's 30th?
30th Ave and right before like 29th Street in Astoria, Queens. We're so sorry. It was his idea. It was. It wasn't. You're the one that had a car. You drove me there. We did it from the car.
I remember how this came about. There was a phone with a speaker on it. It had a speaker phone that I had never seen that, where you can talk on a speaker. It was tan, and it had the orange.
Remember we were calling from Allison's house too. Remember that girl?
Yes. Yeah. And she had she had a speakerphone, and then I brought the black recorder that I'm telling you that I have. I still have it. Wow. That's the one that we use to do that, and so we would record it and talk on speakerphone.
That's great.
So yeah, to the person, you don't know the Chinese food place's name, do you?
No.
It's not still there.
I don't remember. I'm sure it's probably still there. It's probably other owners though, but yeah, man, we drove that person mad.
Yo, for weeks.
He called us basta.
Basta.
You basta.
But he already knew our voices.
Yeah.
He would pick up. And
We tried to disguise it. We tried to disguise it. We'll call normally, and be like, yeah, we'd like to place an order.
Fuck you, basta.
Fuck you, basta.
Hi, I'd like to fuck you, basta. and then we called a furniture moving place.
Oh yeah, we told them to give us a quote. What are you moving? Oh, it's a steel cage. It's a steel cage with spikes. It's spikes where he gently presses me up on them, like not really hard. And we did stuff like that, and they go along with it. It was his time. Then they'll give us a quote in the end.
Oh my God, it was funny. But those are the two that stand out to me: is the Chinese food place, fuck you, basta.
Yeah. But we did so many. I remember I'd call on the first of the month. I'd call down the phone book and just start calling numbers saying that rent is due. Till I ran into a family that said the mother picked up the phone and passed the phone to the son, and the son gets on and goes, "We're not paying shit. We're not paying shit till the hole in the bathroom is fixed. I swear to you, if you show up to collect rent, we're gonna have a problem until you fix that fucking hole in the bathroom." And it was a prank. It was just Oh my god,
you aggravated that person.
it was nuts. It was. I'm sorry if it's you. Imagine he ever hears this. And he's like, that motherfucker.
Or the Chinese food guy plays. You bastard.
He calls in on the podcast. We all settled and we got it popping. And it's like we're on live. We're on a live feed. And he calls. We're accepting calls now. Fuck you, bastard.
Oh, I know how we got on this. I ate one, you ate one too.
That was it. That was one. That was what the numbers we got.
Right, yeah. I ate one, you ate one too. That's where it came from. So full circle. But I've used I ate one, you ate one too as my my password.
You better change it.
I did. I have a whole
right, we're changing.
So yeah, no, that's where every time I write it, I use it all the time on text, like and it reminds me of us and doing that phone call. But yeah, so that was kind of like just a little introduction on who we are, and how we got together, and
we just hope that you guys support and just listen, tune in, listen, like, subscribe, follow, everything.
All those buttons. So you hit all those buttons.
Send me a gift.
Jesus, this is our first podcast, son. Well, it is called Too Broke to Joke. So I think that we can definitely offer multiple perspectives on New York stuff.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really, comedy. It's gonna be serious. It's gonna be, urban.
Yeah, remember the first time you guys see Manny, you're gonna know which one Manny and which one Omar is. All right, guys, like and subscribe, and don't forget to check us out and pass us on.
Too broke to joke.
Peace.
You'll gather round, folks. Here's the tale of two dudes, middle-aged and broke. There ain't no financial roots. They try to stack the paper, but it all fell through. And now they're podcasting like just to share their blues. Me, man, and no kings of being broke. The wildest scream help.
Yo, it ain't no joke.
But they don't let despair be the punchline they evoke. They're too broke to joke. Is the funny antidote? O's got bills, mortgage O's so large. Man's got loans like a credit charge. They're in middle age, living life at large, but their bank accounts are like
we're living a mirage.
they dream of yachts and private jets.
But their reality's more like garage sale $2.
They can't afford steak, ramen noodles, and prayers. Two middle-aged dudes, but they human never weighers.
The kings of puns
And the lords of
that
jest.
make you laugh so hard.
You forget the rest.
From empty pockets
To credit card debt's a mess. They're too broke to joke, come check the best.
Too broke to joke, that's the life we chose. From the barrio to the barrel, yeah, everybody knows. We may be broke, but we're laughing through the pain, turning every struggle into podcast and fame.
Too broke to joke, that's the life we chose. From the barrio to the barrel, yeah, everybody knows.
We may be broke, but we're laughing through the pain, turning every struggle into podcast and fame.